curiously. Soon after lunch, Radha's mother replied, he joined us for lunch and then left very properly by the front door, only to creep in through the back gate, steal butter from the ladder. Mind you, this was not even for himself, for he was too small after the heavy lunch. For he was too full after the heavy lunch I gave him. I caught him distributing the day's butter, the result of a hard morning's labor, to the cats and donkeys. Yashoda grasped. Either you are mad or I am, she said. Krishna had his lunch with us today. In fact, he sat between his father and his brother, and he has been playing here ever since. Now open the chest, let me see who is right, you or I. Without hesitation, the gopi went and opened the chest, for she had no doubt who was right. Both of them peered into the chest, and lo, staring at them with tear-filled eyes was the gopi's own daughter. Yashoda had a hearty laugh. Well, I never realized your eyesight was so poor. The poor gopi was completely bewildered. How could she grasp the fact that God can appear in all places at the same time? For He is everywhere. After that, she never dared to go to Yashoda with her complaints, and her devotion and love for Krishna grew day by day. Her little daughter grew up, seeing her great devotion, and from that time onward gave her heart to him. One day the bigger children, including his brother Balarama, rushed out to eat the fruits of a tree growing in the compound. Krishna loved those fruits, so he toddled after them, even though nobody had thought of inviting him. They shooed him off. As being too small to climb trees, still he insisted on accompanying them, so agreed to give him the task of picking up the fruits as they fell. Now mind you, do not eat a single one, they warned, knowing his capacity for food. Your job is only to collect the fruits and we will come and divide them equally. All right, he said meekly. The big boys, including Balarama, scrambled up and started dropping bunches of lovely, ripe, purple fruits to the ground. Krishna started to pick them up, gobbled them up as fast as he could. He crammed them into his mouth, his little hands going up and down like pistons from the ground to his mouth. After some time, one of the boys chanced to look down, discovered what was going on. Hey, stop that nonsense at once, he shouted. Look at Krishna. He is eating the fruit instead of collecting it. Stop, stop, all of them shouted from the top of the tree. All the little heads popped out from among the branches, shouting angrily at Krishna, who seemed supremely unconscious of the whole affair and continued to cram his mouth. The purple fluid was oozing down the corner of his mouth, and in his hurry to eat as much as he could, he had not even cleaned the fruit. Quite a bit of mud also was found on its way to the mouth. The boys came sliding down, shook him hard. What do you think you are doing? They shouted. Krishna did not speak a word, for the simple reason that his mouth was packed with fruit. All right, we will show you. They cried and ran inside, searching for his mother. Oh mother, your son is eating mud. Yashoda came running to find out what the commotion was all about. Your son is eating mud, she repeated sternly. Have you been eating mud? Krishna shook his curly head, started loudly as a prelude to a big howl. He dared not open his mouth yet, for he had not quite finished swallowing the fruit. Ask him to open his mouth, mother, Balarama urged. Krishna glared at him as if he could not believe that his brother would stoop to such a low trick. You ask him to open his mouth, rest of the boys chorused. Open your mouth, Krishna, Yashoda said sternly. Krishna turned his limpid gaze on her. Have you forgotten what happened when you looked into my mouth last time? Was the unspoken question. She had indeed forgotten, or probably misunderstood. If so, the time was propitious for another lesson. Or perhaps he thought if she wanted to see mud, she could have her fill of it. And the Lord, who had become a human child out of sport, without any loss of his divine powers, now opened his rosebud mouth. She bent forward to peer more closely, and lo, she felt herself to be whirling in space, lost in time, for inside the baby's mouth was seen the whole universe of moving and unmoving creation, the earth and its mountains and oceans, the moon and the stars, all the planets and regions. She was wonderstruck to see the land of Vraja and the village of Gokula, herself standing there with the child Krishna, beside her with a wide open mouth, and within that mouth another universe, and so on ad infinitum. Oh God, she thought, am I going mad? Or is this a dream of the magic wrought by this strange child of mine? Krishna, she cried, clinging to his name like a drowning person to a lifeline. Krishna, it was a despairing cry, for she felt her head whirling. Immediately he shut his mouth. She got back her equilibrium. In a trice, she had almost forgotten what she had seen. Why have you been eating? She stopped in mid-sentence. What a fool she was. This child carried the whole universe within himself, and she was worrying about a few grains of sand. Krishna, oh Krishna, she whispered, snatching her boy in her arms. Who are you? Who are you, Krishna? Who are you? She murmured, nuzzling his baby curd with her lips. Before the astonished gaze of a dozen small boys, she carried her darling inside, caressing him, cooing endearments to him. The boys gazed after her in disappointment. You really could not tell with adults, they decided. There was no saying how they would react. They had fully expected to enjoy the spectacle of Krishna, howling for mercy from an irate mother, and look at her hugging and kissing him. He whom the Vedantins speak of as Brahman, whom the yogis consider the Atman, and whom devotees call Bhagavan, the Supreme One, was considered by Yashoda to be her own son. So, Sundar, yesterday's song again you can put. Right. This is the song, yesterday we played, the same, it fits in. எங்கும் நிறைந்த பரபிரம்மம் அம்மா என்றழைக்க நன்ன தவம் செய்தேனோ. Yashoda says, the one who is all-pervading, almighty Lord of the universe, to call me as mother. What sort of austerities I have performed? You can take with the file. Then you on பண்ணிக்கோ. Same, when he opened his mouth, he saw. So Yashoda is now singing, what did I do? What tapas did I do? The indwelling and all-pervading reality, nameless, formless reality, to take a human form and call me as mother. What an austerity I have performed. He whom the Vedantins speak of Brahman, whom the yogis consider the Atman, and whom devotees call as Bhagavan, was considered by Yashoda to be her own son.
என்னதவம் செய்தனை யசோதா, என்னதவம் செய்தனை யசோதா, எங்கும் நிறை பரபிரம்மம் அம்மா என்றழைக்க என்னதவம் செய்தனை யசோதா, எங்கும் நிறை பரபிரம்மம் அம்மா என்றழைக்க என்ன தவம் செய்தனை யசோதா, எங்கும் நிறை பரபிரம்மம் அம்மா என்றழைக்க என்ன தவம் செய்தனை யசோதா, எங்கும் நிறை பரபிரம்மம் அம்மா என்றழைக்க என்ன தவம் செய்தனை யசோதா. ஈரேழு புவனங்கள் படைத்தவனை, ஈரேழு புவனங்கள் படைத்தவனை, ஈரேழு புவனங்கள் படைத்தவனை, கையிலேந்தி சீராட்டி பாலூட்டி தாலாட்ட என்ன தவம் செய்தனை. ஈரேழு புவனங்கள் படைத்தவனை, கையிலேந்தி சீராட்டி பாலூட்டி தாலாட்ட என்ன தவம் செய்தனை. யசோதா எங்கும் நிறை பரபிரம்மம் அம்மா என்றழைக்க என்ன தவம் செய்தனை. சனகாதிய தவயோகம் செய்து, சனகாதிய தவயோகம் செய்து வருந்தி சாதித்ததே புனிதமாதே எளிதில் பெற என்ன தவம் செய்தனை. சனகாதிய தவயோகம் செய்து வருந்தி சாதித்ததே புனிதமாதே எளிதில் பெற என்ன தவம் செய்தனை. யசோதா எங்கும் நிறை பரபிரம்மம் அம்மா என்றழைக்க என்ன தவம் செய்தனை. பிரம்மனும் இந்திரனும் மனதில் பொறாமை கொள்ள, பிரம்மனும் இந்திரனும் மனதில் பொறாமை கொள்ள, உரலில் கட்டி வாய்ப்புத்தே கண்ணனை உரலில் கட்டி வாய்ப்புத்தே, கண்ணனை உரலில் கட்டி வாய்ப்புத்தே கெஞ்ச வைத்தாய், கண்ணனை உரலில் கட்டி வாய்ப்புத்தே கெஞ்ச வைத்தாய். தாயே என்ன தவம் செய்தனை. கண்ணனை உரலில் கட்டி வாய்ப்புத்தே கெஞ்ச வைத்தாய். தாயே என்ன தவம் செய்தனை. யசோதா எங்கும் நிறை பரபிரம்மம் அம்மா என்றழைக்க என்ன தவம் செய்தனை. யசோதா
What penance did you do, Yashoda, for the all-pervading Lord to address you as mother? What penance did you do, Yashoda, for handling, caressing, loving, nursing the creator of the 14 worlds? What penance did you do, Yashoda, for so easily achieving what saints like Sanaka could get only after arduous and severe austerities? What penance did you do, Yashoda, for making Krishna plead with you when you punished him by tying him to the mortar, that even Brahma and Indra feel jealous of you? Now, before we go to the next chapter tomorrow, at least for the sake of, what do you all know? What is it that touches and kindles in you in this chapter at least, There are 2-3 things which is integrated with our daily life. What are they? Seeing Krishna in everything. Yes. Especially for housewives. Why? You cannot. Yes. Then.
It is both immanent as well as transcendent.
Immanent and transcendent. Immanent and transcendent is a very important word. Papa loves to use this word very often. No? God is immanent and transcendent. It is not merely it's an abstract. It is immanent. No? Yes, then?
Even though we forget, the impact is not very now and then. Even though we may forget, the impact is very now and then. He reminds no one.
Even though we forget, He reminds us in so many ways. That is the way we have to take it. Yes, then? Even when somebody loses mud parts, they get golden parts, there's a profound theory behind it. Even He makes us to lose something, makes us to pass through most severe adversities. Something is good for us. Just like when we look at Papa's early life, what came out of him, the transition from Vittal Rao to Sadhaka Ramdas and the Siddha Ramdas. Yes, then?
Play everyday life, playfully, joyfully.
That's the most important one. Playfully, joyfully, let us spend the time. Not getting stuck anywhere. That means total surrender to God alone will give us that, Whether I lose it, whether I am insulted, whether I am praised, whether I gain or lose. If I have to develop that, I must know that it is His Leela, His Leela, His Leela. So that HCR should be there, His constant remembrance. Through this, Papa is making us, through a mythological episode, Papa is reminding us this. Every day, this is why we remember that behold divinity in every aspect of this world Leela. Verily He is at play in all beings and creatures. We fail, we forget. So He has asked us to chant the Ram Nam with the feeling that He is making us to chant, so that He is inside. Papa emphatically underlines this. When you chant, you should know He is seated within, number one. Number two, you are chanting because He is making you to chant. Then only we can connect up with this quotation. Behold divinity in every aspect of this world Leela. Verily it is He at play in all beings and creatures. If we are told in abstract form, it is difficult for us to conceive, to imagine, to dwell upon it. That is why now He is prompting us to go through the mythological episodes, so that in that way we will be able to understand it. Because every day daily life is connected. And so that this profound, sublime idea is touched and kindled in us.
Yashoda, he is seeing when Krishna is opening his mouth, he is seeing completely universe. Like that, he also something, but he forgets.
One more point we can infer from that. Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan. Even in the tiniest of this He is there. How can a boy bring out the whole universal vision? A physical vision, gross vision. So that means the intrinsic reality is in everybody, in every one of us. So what cannot be done by it?
Papa's quote, tiniest la fulla karnuke. He is fullest even in the tiniest Papa.
Papa, same similar words. He is in the tiniest particle. In its fullness and entirety. This is the word. Even in the tiniest, He is there in His entirety, that word uses, entirety. Outwardly, from the gross level, we can count it as a small one, but it contains the entire cosmic truth, the cosmic consciousness, the cosmic life. So these are some of the points, which when we go through the mythological episodes, rather than getting stuck with the story as such, and in order that we enjoy it, he has beautifully presented it in a way where we enjoy it also as a child's play. But sublime, profound ideas are there. Now when we go through that with that bhavana, we find that every exploit here, it is pregnant with this abstract philosophy. So we pray to Papa now, you have made us to go through. You have made us to travel with the Lord Krishna as an outside character. Every now and then you are reminding us the same Krishna is in your heart. Just as you enjoy the outer play, you also start playing the role which he has given to you. So Papa, we should remember this, as soon as the session is over, we are all back to ourselves. The sense of individuality comes back to us and we forget the whole Leela. Give us the needed, the strong prompting from within, so that we try to enjoy the Leela of Lord, which you could do that. You enabled us to do it. Hari Om. Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai